Hi, welcome to my video. I'm going to show you how to solder rhinestone chain on today. These are just a couple of examples of what I have done. And just make sure that whatever length you need, pre-cut your rhinestone chain so that you're ready to go when you attach them. So this film is to show you how to just do a real simple solder onto a basic stamping. So the first thing I do is take flux. This is water-soluble flux that you can buy at any hardware store. And I'm just going to add some right to the wings because that's where I'm going to put those rhinestones. And you can be pretty generous with the flux. And the second thing I'm going to do is pre-melt some already cut little pieces of solder. This is solder that I've hammered flat. It is lead-free solder, again, from a stained glass store or a hardware shop. But make sure it's lead-free. You don't want to mess with lead. And what I'm going to do is melt these little pieces right onto the wing prior to adding my rhinestones. I've just had better luck doing it this way. Then there's not as much heat on the rhinestones. Okay. I'm going to take my butane torch, give it a nice low flame, just a real low one. Turn it way down. And I'm going to start to hold back about 8 to 10 inches. And I'm very lightly going over the bee, just trying to melt the solder. You'll see that the flux is starting to kind of turn. And because this is just a plain base metal piece, I don't want to torch it too much. I'm going to turn on my fan. I have a little Hacko FA400 fan that I bought recently. So I'm going to talk louder, but man, does that pull the fumes right out. You don't want to breathe this stuff. So there it goes. It's flowing on each side, almost on this side. There we go. Bang. Now we've got some nice melted solder to set my rhinestones on, but I'm going to let it cool for just a minute. Okay, so I have pre-cut this rhinestone chain so that I know it fits nicely on the wing. I'm holding it with some tweezers and I'm adding this water-soluble flux to the back side. The bees cooled off a little bit. And I'm just going to turn these over and put them in place. Just fit them in there. That's how I want them. But without the flux, they wouldn't stick to the wing. Okay. And I'm going to come back in here with a really low flame because the rhinestones are so delicate. Let that thing cool off too much. I haven't cleaned it because I didn't want to cool it off that much. I wanted it to stay warm because I want the flux to flow really fast and I want the solder to flow really fast. And I'm just going to try and stay back. I've turned this flame down really low and I'm kind of there's this side going already. It popped right into place. You see it laying down. I'm going to leave it alone and I'm going to go over here and just barely hit it. There it goes. Bam, right into place. And just back off with the flame. Now, this is really important. Let your rhinestones cool off before you clean them. So we're just going to let this sit and cool down for a minute. Okay, now the bee has cooled nicely. It's easy to hold and cool to the touch. So I'm not going to crack my rhinestones when I put it in cold water. And for this demonstration, I'm doing it just in a little bowl of water. So I'm using plain dishwashing detergent and I'm cleaning off the chemicals so that it will take a patina nicely. And he hasn't demonstrated soldering rhinestones. Store solder and Novacan black patina. That's all Stephanie that I have learned from her. Okay, now I'm going to put it in the Novacan, and this is just a little container. It's going to move pretty fast, And after I dip it, I'm going to rinse it off to stop the patina action. And that'll turn the brass and the solder dark. If I pulled it out right now, I would have a little bit more of a brown look, and that's kind of fun. So I'm going to go ahead and rinse it. Just dry it off with a towel. And what you get is a beautiful little piece with soldered rhinestones. And you can do this with a lot of different rhinestone chain. If you solder on a button, make sure it's not pewter or it'll melt. But just have fun and play and experiment and enjoy. Thanks again.